not gonna start yet. Hey, we're not gonna start. I got just a couple, a little bit more stuff to do before the stream officially starts. But you know what? You guys came here right away when I started, and that deserves praise. That deserves praise. Anyways, one second. How's it going, Robin? I'm just going to try and repeat what made Saturday stream so successful. It probably won't be as successful, but you know, whatever.
Cassandra Cain, Stephanie Brown, and Barbara Gordon.
Cassandra Cain, Stephanie Brown, and Barbara Gordon finally get their own series. Cassandra Cain. Stephanie Brown. Barbara Gordon. Put Batman. And just DC. Okay. So big news, weird big news. You know that job, the terrible novelist, the great and powerful, the thunderous, the incandescent. How goes it, my friend? How goes it? We're gonna get started here in a minute. Oh, right. Okay, so story time about that. Interview went. I had my interview today. Went well, seemingly. I got along with the guy, and so the question is, he told me that I'll know by. He told me I'll know by next Monday if I'm getting if I get the job. So. Or the Monday after this weekend. Oh, it's also because I haven't. Listen, this whole thing has been stressing me out lately. This whole job thing is stressful. So it's been a little bit hard to focus on all that stuff. Oh. Yeah. So I don't know. We got till. So now all that's left is waiting. See if I get the job or not. Yeah. So we'll know by the start of next week if I get the job or not. Yeah, I still think that. I still think that there is a lot of gaps in my resume. The truth of the matter is terrible. Anytime something started to go well for me, I would get really sick. And it happened like 3 times. So I just didn't really get a job after college, and so it's been almost 4 or 5 years almost a decade. So it means I don't have like a lot of real practical world experience outside of like some creative endeavors that I did and delivering DoorDash and stuff like that. So yeah, that's what was troubling me. Exactly. Well, yeah, that's the problem is it's not that like it's not that easy because the reason I'm having any luck with this is the reason I got my foot in the door is I've said this. I have a friend who works there. I have a friend who works there, and he recommended me. Which is awesome that he did that for me. So my start process to thank you. So life, yes, thank you. Yeah, no, it's good. I mean, theoretically, I was going to be working with him, so theoretically, I am working with him, and they liked my stuff and pushed me through. So, what can you say?
It's been a fairly stressful week for me.
So the the last little bit is just sitting and waiting. So, the truth of it is, I feel like this may be the last week I have unlimited free time to do streams and online stuff like that. Like, to be honest, if I get this job, that's a big if. If. So, uh, I've wanted to talk about this, and I was saving it until I knew for sure, but I'll just bring it up. Um, as like a warning or like thing. If I get this job, the job will become the more important thing in my life, and I will only be able to stream when I have the time, and I don't know exactly when that will be. So, and probably just throwing it out there, if I get a writing job, I don't think I'm gonna want to do like pure writing streams anymore. Like maybe like Q&As, or maybe I could do critiques, but I don't think I'm gonna like write on stream anymore, because like that's gonna be my full-time job.
It's been a fairly stressful week for me. I'd like to do something I enjoy, though I'm live on stream.
Okay, one second. This trick worked. Yeah, they are great. They are great. And I don't know. I've mentioned this before, but this is a writing job. This will be a full-time writing job for me. I will get paid to write creative fiction for a app. I will be an on-staff writer for a fiction app. So yeah, I hope so. Yeah, I talked to the guy, like the guy who would probably might be my boss. He's a real nice dude. He's just uh, it's a lot, but it's a lot of writing, but I can handle it. Uh, the way they did it, the way they tested me. I guess I can give some insight at least into how these sort of tests go. What they do is like they gave me the first chapter or episode, technically, in the story, and then they gave me an outline for what the second episode needed to be. And I had the day to finish. I had the day to write that episode. So, and my friend who kind of recommended me a job and who has been up for who's been up for very big jobs. I don't know what I can say he's been up for. I don't know. I feel weird because I mean, he pops up in stream, not infrequently. He's worked on some pretty big games, and he's told me that this is kind of how that's kind of standard for how like these people want do what they do. Okay. Yeah, it's a cool test. It's I can tell you, it's an isekai. They write a lot of isekais. I'll tell you that.
Sandra Haynes, W. Brown, and Barbara Gordon finally. It's been a fair
It's like
for me. I'd like to do something I
they asked me about like my web fiction experience and stuff. Um, let's see. Delicate Steve. One second, I'm posting a video I made. So this worked last time I did it. I posted a short advertising I was on. So I'm gonna try it again. We'll see if that gets people in. It was pretty exciting actually last night. I got a ton of people in. There we go. Okay, and finally, I know. Okay, what should we draw tonight? There we go. Done. Oh, no, wait. No, I'm not. I have to tell the Discord. There's always a million people to alert, Terrible. There's always a million people to alert. YouTube. Then we'll get to work. I promise. I promise. I know. I wish I know there's ways to do it automatically, and I just should set that stuff up. Oh my god. Oh, that's so awesome. Sup, Toast? How's it going? Ooh, that's good news. Go to bed. Go to bed. Go to bed. Hello, Toast. Go to bed. One second. I just got one last little thing to do, and then we can focus 100% on the stream. I was just telling everybody here that I had my interview for my job today. So I do the YouTube short before coming on. That's a new thing that I'm going to start doing. So it's well, I do it. It takes like 15 minutes for it to get really into the system. So, you know, you start before, and people come in a little bit later. So hopefully. Nope. 1 second. Okay, that's officially everything I need to do. No, we're just doing some normal everyday drawing. I'm tired. I had my interview. That's enough. My friend who works for the company just sent me some good news. Some really nice news, actually. I've never been this nicely complimented on my writing before. I feel good. I feel confident about it. I feel good about it. It was nice. So he just sent me what they're. I have my guy on the inside just sent me some notes about what's going on exactly. Hey, Callie, good to see ya, buddy. Good to see ya. So apparently the notes are the thing that's knocking me, and I knew this is the thing. I knew this would be the thing that knocked me a little bit back, is that I don't have as much professional experience as the other guys doing this do. Which how's it going, Callie? Which was always the which I always knew would be the ding against me, but I guess they're noting that this is the comment I'm getting. Canesty. Only let's see. Let's see. And comments are trending that your writing sample is really punching above its weight. That's like the nicest thing anybody's ever said to me. Oh. Anyways, what should we draw tonight? Sorry, I got a little distracted. Ton of like procedure I now have to go through before I come on, and You people insist. I guess I'm just so beloved and so well regarded. You people insist on coming on before I'm ready. Is Yeah. So he says that there might be another interview. So I guess maybe more people want to see me. I mean, I'm glad that my writing is considered professional. So, and my interviewer apparently really liked me. So I'm content with that. Yeah. 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 I should do that. I'm real content. I'm real content with that. So I'm looking at this as a positive. I mean, I always knew that that's what the ding against me would be. So like I always knew that like if I was gonna pull this off, I had to like prove that I'm better than what my resume suggests. So yeah, precisely, precisely. Okay, what should we draw? Let's see. Um, yeah, exactly. I had to. I mean, I had to. Opportunities like this don't come along very often. So, I'm gonna go for the gold. No, I'm gonna go for the gold. You know, listen, like nobody gets anywhere by just, you know, staying in, staying in their lane. If you get the opportunity, you need to kind of go for it. If I said no, I didn't want this opportunity because of my lack, because I was worried that my lack of like professional credentials would hinder me. I would, I wouldn't be in the position that I'm in right now. So I fear nothing. I fear nothing. I guess I might have to do a second interview. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, exactly. The only difference between me and like them, uh, like not to be mean, because these people have been very nice to me or giving me quite good opportunities. But the only difference between me and them is that I did not have I did not have like the exact opportunities to make it to get into the professional sphere as they did. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I believe I deserve to be there. I believe I deserve to be there, and I would be very good at the job they want me to do. So, and if I don't, that's fine. That's fine. I'd love it. I really want the job, but does it sound braggy? I don't mean to sound braggy. I just like it's just like I'm confident that I could pull this off. So what's everybody doing? No. Yeah, exactly. 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 Who doesn't want to get paid to do this? When I also took creative writing in college, not to brag. I was the first one out in my class to apply to magazines. Did I get any of them? No, I did not. But did I apply for the did I did I apply for them? Apply for them? Yes, I did. Yeah, you should. I don't want an MTG. Magic the Gathering. Magic the Gathering. I figured it out. I figured it out. I've never played Magic the Gathering, but I trust it's a fun game. Maybe. I've never been good at those games. I'm not. Hey, Cassie. Hey. How's it going? Good to see you. Cassie? 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 Have you ever played Magic the Gathering? I've never played it. Toast is trying to encourage me to join in the fun. What do you think? I am good. I am good. I had my big job interview today. Seemingly, some good, possibly good news. The guy really liked me. I think the guy really liked me. We talked for a while. We talked for a while. I'm okay. I guess I can. I don't want to like spoil it, because I'm not. It's not guaranteed if I get it, but it's for an app that produces like audio books and stuff like that. You know, so I would be an in-house writer for it. It's still very much up in the air, and there's a good chance I might have to do a second interview. But the guy seemed to like me. My friend who works there. That's how I got up for the job in the first place. Thank you. I also do. That's how I got the job. That's how I got recommended the job for the job in the first place. Has said that they like my sample. They really liked my sample, and the interviewer said he liked me a lot. So that's good news. The problem is okay. So the big problem is like these are like I'm these are like people who've won Emmys. Like I'm going up against people who have like won Emmys or worked for like major video games and stuff like that. So like every everybody has like a really awesome CV, and I don't. Obviously. Thank you. How has your day been? Sorry, a lot of moving parts all at once here behind the scenes for me. Okay. Okay. How about you? How has your day been? Okay. Gotta not keep checking. We're just gonna relax. We're gonna sit back and we're gonna have fun. How has your day been? How has everybody's day been? Good, I hope. I I am in a good mood. Yeah, so it's been an exciting day. It's been stressful. It has been very stressful. Few days for me. You know, uh, just because like stuff like this is always stressful. Pinecone Harley, how's it going, Pinecone Harley? Good to see you. Good to see you, Pinecone. Good to see you. Well, that's awesome. I love to hear that. You doing pretty good? You doing great. What you been up to today? Listen, I know the thing on this thing is a little late. I know the comments on the thing is a little late. I don't know how to fix that. I've been trying to fix that for a while. But hopefully what's saved is the YouTube video with the live playback. So I think it all fits. I think it all fits. It does bug me that the comments show up so late on the thing. Oh, you had physics. Yeah, I remember I broke my leg. I remember when I broke my leg. I did not enjoy physical therapy. It was not fun. Not a fun time. Those are not fun things. I was skiing. I was skiing and I broke up. I broke my leg when I was skiing. It was not a fun few months. I will say that it was not fun. Yeah, made me scared to go skiing again, which is a shame because I really loved it. I was like 5 or 6, I think. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. It is a very thrilling thing to do, but it can get scary. It is scary. It is scary. It's one of those things where if you do it right, you'll have a ton of fun. But if you do it right, it's a ton of fun. But it can get scary if you're not paying attention. Here's my yeah, I would say, Harley, if you don't have to go. There's no requirement to go. But if you ever do, stick to the bunny slopes. The bunny slopes are perfectly fun. I You know, I've always wanted to try cross country skiing. It's a little bit less. I always thought that would be like a fun thing to do. It's the way the ancients. Yeah. Less dangerous. Less dangerous. Cross country skiing is less dangerous. So if you ever want to try that, try that. Yes. Hello, hello. Aculum. Hey, Al. How's it going, Al? Alk. Al. How's it going? Snowbee. Exactly. You can't. Alk? Okay, we'll go with Alk. Hey, Alk. How's it going? Welcome, welcome. Welcome to the stream. I think I screwed up on our head. Tell us a little bit about yourself. Or were you here yesterday? Tell us a little bit about yourself, buddy. That's the best feeling in the world. I'm curious, Al. I'm a type of person that looks at statistics a lot for this stuff. Do you watch streams frequently on YouTube? I'm curious about that. I'm curious. Dancing. Dancing in the moon. What brought you to this humble hobbit hole? Yes, that's a good question. Dancing in the moonlight. We like Lord of the Rings here. Harley, are you a Lord of the Rings fan? I don't know if I asked you that. Because I have a pretty fun Lord of the Rings story at some point, if people want to hear it. Oh, I bet I brought words. I bet I brought that up. Did I tell everybody that I went on a Lord of the Rings? I went to New Zealand for the Lord of the Rings tour. Okay. Okay. Okay, a standard. I'll throw this out there. Standard writing commission for a magazine is usually 5 cents a word. Is usually about 5 cents a word for. That's what that's a standard. That's usually the amount I see magazines will pay. Gotta, bro. You gotta. Yeah. About, yeah. It's a lot of fun. Remember, though, here's a little tale from good old Sean Arnold about your superstar friend, about how weather works. Remember that even though it's nice and warm in the U.S. in the middle of June, which is when I went, it will not be that in New Zealand. Which I discovered a tiny bit too late. when I did not pack appropriately for New Zealand for the middle of winter. Yeah. Hey, near freezing weather? You know what it's like below 20? You know what's best to wear? Shorts and a t-shirt. That's the best thing you could wear for that sort of vacation. Yeah. Yeah, did not think that through. Harley did not think that all the way through. Oh, you're one of those truthers, I see. Well, it's easy. Just find New Zealand on a map. It's easy. I can just point to New Zealand on a map. Okay, looking it up. Nope, 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 nope. Yeah. We, I know this is. I know this is. Sometimes the internet always. Sometimes ambiguity on the internet is a little hard to follow, but we don't actually believe any of that stuff. But yeah. Yeah. Yeah, the earth is flat, huh? Like, also, the sun revolves around it. Also, what's that's the other big one. It's nice that we have to just like argue with 18th century, like 15th century beliefs still. No, I don't know if you're being serious. I don't know if you're being serious. I don't know if you're being serious or not. It does not. It does not. The Earth revolves around it. No. Uh, uh, you are in Utah. Yeah. No, it's fine. Um, I'll just treat this seriously. Yeah. The Earth revolves around the sun. There's a ton of. It's pretty much. If it didn't, like, cell phones wouldn't work and stuff like that. I don't know if you're being serious or not, but I'll take it. I'll take it. I don't know if you're being serious or not. I'm I'm big because occasionally I'll say something as a joke and people will like take me dead seriously on the internet. I'm like, okay, yeah. That's kind of what relativity proves is, you know, there's a lot of stuff that goes into it. It's pretty fascinating. It's pretty fascinating. Life. I'm somewhat suspicious that Harley may be homeschooled, if if they're serious. Homeschool or public school. Uh, your parents wouldn't be like religious, would they, Harley? Oh, public. Yeah. Okay. Um. Okay. So, okay. Yeah, that's fine, Harley. It's 100% fine. Yeah. Oh no, I'm several of my good. I have good. I, well, I kind of guessed. I kind of guessed when you said you were from Utah that you may be. Okay, let's. Um, okay, five countries in the U.S. In five countries in North America or South America. Can you get? Okay, toast. Toast. I'm going to throw this to you. Name five countries in North America. We'll see if we can answer. We'll see who knows this stuff. Well, Harley, that is up for debate. Really, our perspective, we can. Can you name five countries in North America? That is a. That is somewhat up for debate. See, here in the U.S. and U.S. and Canada, we consider North America and South America to be separate things, but in South America, that is not a thing. That it is considered a separate. It is not considered separate. So you know, yeah. Okay, you have four more to name. There are more than five, by the way. You're in North. You're in North. Don't no. You don't. We're not doing this. We are. There are no stupid questions. There are no stupid questions. I will answer as much as I am capable of answering. Okay. No. Okay. Bada. Okay. U.S. Canada. U.S. Canada. Jamaica. Cuba. Trying to say it right. Bahamas. There we go. Bahamas. Mexico. That's six. You have done. You have done correctly. Hollow, aka R Dog, AR Dog, R Dog. You've done. Yes, you are correct, R Dog. Honduras, Nicaragua, Honduras, Nicaragua, Panama. Ooh, I know I'm missing one. How's it going? Welcome. Denmark, if you want to get really technical. Greenland. Now, here's a question. Does Greenland count as North America? Well, that's a debate people have. Okay, so you have seen like a map, right, Harley? Yeah. I think if we want to go by like our North American standards, and I'm just saying from the U.S. perspective, you know that there's huge debates about this. I would say Panama. I would say Panama is probably the end of North America. Central America isn't a continent. It's just a landmass. Okay, no. So there's America, and then if you look up at Europe, you'll see this big like white thing. I don't know. I don't. Yeah. Well, by my rules, Venezuela would be in South America, and they definitely have oil. So yeah. So yeah, I am drawing Stephanie Brown. I am drawing Stephanie Brown. I made a video. I made a video about the, aka Batgirl, aka the spoiler. Made a video about her and the other Batgirls, her and Cassandra Cain's mini series, new comic book, not new, somewhat older comic, older now comic thing, and I decided I'm going to try and draw both of them tonight. That's my little goal. Big comic book fan here. We're really big into comics. Well, I am. Are you a fan? Are you a fan of the comic books, the superheroes? I've told this story like a half a dozen times, but I always tell it. First, when I first started reading comics, one of the first kind of arc I really started to read comics was Stephanie Brown, aka spoiler, became the first Robin, female Robin. That was like literally one of the first comics I read. I read the issues of, and even though that story, that story did not end well. It means that I've always kept an eye on her and Cassandra Cain, which is one who was kind of the starter of one of the other storylines I kept up with in comics, Batman No Man's Land. So it's a they were characters I quite liked as a kid, and so yeah. And they're somewhat obscure characters, not super obscure in like say the people who read comics, but obscure in mainstream. So I always feel I have to justify it a little bit, I guess. I'm just going off a reference. I'm being lazy. Yeah, I am. I do talk about other things besides comic book characters, but yeah, I'm very much a nerd in those things. I did make a video today about oh, you take that back. You take that back. Watch. Oh, yeah, I actually do think that. I actually do think that. I just it irritates me. It irritates me. It doesn't need it to be perfect, but in the ways it changes, what it changes makes it quite a bit weaker. I do think that. The movie, yeah. Well, I'll say this. Yeah. I will say this. My real objection to that movie is that, like the history of most comic book things, the true creator of it was totally screwed out of it, and had no say in anything. It's more. I hate it more for its like the shitty business practices it brought, and it makes me mad. It makes me mad on those levels. I don't want to get too into it because people accuse me of getting too heated about that particular issue. But I'll say, Watchmen was never meant to be a DC book. It was only supposed. DC was only supposed to publish it for a short amount of time, and then the contract, but but the contract was somewhat ambiguously worded, and they used their lawyers to, kind of steal the copyright from the original creators. So I've never, in my mind, until that's corrected, I refuse to acknowledge. Yeah. Ooh, fuck me that. Holy shit. You know what I don't need? You know what I don't need? You know what I don't need? Toast. I don't need another fucking Joker. I don't need. You know what Batman doesn't need? Like third. I don't care. That character bores me. I don't care about it, and it irritates me that it's the center of like the last few. Fuck that. It's You know what I don't need? You know what? Here is the genius idea about it, surrounding the Batman Who Laughs. What if Batman was also the Joker? Like, oh, wonderful, wonderful. That's the storyline we came up with. What if Batman but Joker? I don't. Who the fuck cares? Who the fuck cares about that bullshit? I'm salty. I'm salty. No, isn't that what it is? Like, at least that's the story I remember reading. It's that an alternate universe Batman got poisoned by the Joker into becoming the Joker. Isn't that the story? I thought that, yeah, like, I do like the Riddler. Yeah, and Gas Batman. I know. But it's the basic premise is Batman combine the Batman and the Joker, and I don't need that. I'm bored. I'm bored of that already. Yes, I do like the Riddler. Hollow, did you maybe watch the video I released today about the first issue of the Riddler? Yeah. I don't know. I want to like Snyder's work more than I do. When I'm bored with modern comics, I'll say this. When I'm bored with modern comics, especially Batman comics, it's like they're not trying to do anything new with Batman. They're just trying to do remixes of stories that have already been told. And I say that knowing full well that Tom King is in his kind of own personal little universe is doing new and interesting things with Batman. Listen, am I going to be very controversial and say that Tom King is a better writer than Scott Snyder? No. No, I would never say that Tom King is a much better writer than Scott Snyder is. Yeah. I agree. It's boring. Yes, I do like the Riddler. The Riddler is fun. Riddler is a fun, goofy villain that they haven't done anything interesting with in a long time. See, what bugs me a little bit, the Joker was my favorite villain for a long time, but I can't help but notice that. The only villain DC cares about anymore with Batman is the Joker. Like, almost every major thing they've done with Batman's Rogue Gallery is either like the Court of Owls or the Joker. And Batman has a notoriously quite deep and well-loved Rogues Gallery. And I'm only seeing, every story is now the Joker and Batman, or something, a variation on Joker and the Batman. And it annoys me. It annoys me that that's the thing. Like, we haven't seen a new Riddler story. We haven't seen a new Penguin story. We haven't. I don't know what. Toast. Wait a minute. Wait. That's a genius idea. Yeah, is it already? Oh right, Neil Gaiman did it. Right, I forget Neil Gaiman did that. Had that idea. That was I don't know. Yeah, that was a Neil Gaiman story. That was no. I wish Neil Gaiman. I don't know. I know he doesn't. Asher, good to see you, man. I know Neil doesn't want to like work on stuff that he hasn't created anymore, and like only his own original creations, and I respect that. But I kind of wish he did we could get a proper like Batman run from him. How's it going, Asher? How has the day been? How has the night been? I'm in a good mood today. Well, tired mood, but a good mood. I've had a very long day. I've had a very long day. I've had a very long week. I will say that. This has been a very long week. No. I'm fine. Trust me. I'm sorry to hear that. Yes, go to bed. Go to bed. I would much rather people get sleep. But I'm happy to see you, buddy. I'm happy to see you. Go to bed. Yeah. Hey, and if you want to, by the way, if you want to, no pressure. I do have a Discord server if you want to. Don't have that set up on YouTube yet. I don't know how to. I will figure out how to get that set up on YouTube. I just got to do it the old-fashioned way. Because I don't know. Am I a YouTube streamer now? This is going out live on Twitch too, but more people are showing up on YouTube now than they are on Twitch. I don't know. Twitch people, say something. Assert your dominance again. They probably will if once I reach monetization status. I'm still not monetized. I'm still not monetized on YouTube, by the way. I'm trying to get there, but you know. I have the followers I need, but it's the watch hours that I'm behind on, really behind on. I need 4,000 watch hours to get monetized on here. So, or like 3 million plays on shorts. Sup. Sup, Tim? How's it going? Yeah, that's a lot. Twitch was so easy to get monetized on. It took me about a month of doing it to get monetization going on that. YouTube wants a lot of extra stuff. It's going fantastic, Tim. It's going fantastic. It's going fantastic. I had a job interview today that went pretty well. There's a good chance I'll get called back in for another interview in the coming week, so I'm excited about that. What about you, Tim? What's up with you? Yeah, it's a lot, right? 4,000 hours is a lot of watch hours. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I'm getting there. I'm getting there. I will say the stream helped me last. Yeah, right. Pretty darn good. Tim, get this. Get this. It's a job. It's a writing job. It's a job where they will pay me to do writing. Right? That's pretty darn cool. Tim? Fiction. It'll be creative fiction writing. Not to brag. For a company, it does sound what? I'm excited. I'm excited for it. I'm very excited for it. We'll see what happens. Who knows? Who knows? No. What? No. I'm not bragging. I hate to brag, Tim. I hate to espouse my accomplishments at all, Tim. You know, it's actually not to brag, but it's actually one of my better qualities is how humble I am. I would say I'm probably one of the most humble people you'll ever meet. Top 5. Not to toot my own whistle. So don't. Not to toot my. Not to toot my own whistle. Not to encourage about my incorrigibility. You know. Yeah. Humble is my game. And I'm the best at it. Championship humbler. Championship humbler. Took down those Benedictine monks. Hi-ya! So how's the day going, Tim? Yeah. No, it's pretty exciting. It's been an exciting time in my life. We'll see if it happens. I don't know. I don't know. That's a deep, good philosophical question right there. Yeah. I don't know. I was. Yeah, that's the real answer. That's the real answer. One is a verb. One's the verb. One's the noun. So Tim. What's going on with you, my friend? What you programming? Or adjective? I don't know. Listen. Who's almost a professional writer here? It's the words I said. I'm tired. What you programming? Tim, you're not trying to hack into like the nuclear. You're not trying to hack into a bank, Tim, to steal all its money. Tim, are you an elite hacksaw? Tim's. My God. Oh, it's just Python. Guys, I think. Follow me on this. I think Tim might own a Python. A hyper advanced intelligent Python with robot parts. And that's what Tim's using to hack into a bank to steal all the money. All of the money. It's a red hat. Darn it. Oh, dudes can get snakes anywhere. Snakes anywhere if they know where to look. I knew it. Tim's trying to hack the New York Stock Exchange so that, let's see. What's a stock? Snake! Oh, that's a good question. Let's see. Obviously the trees I'm growing, but the baobab tree, the African baobab tree is my favorite. I think that's how you say it. Bobo. Look it up. They're really cool. Baobao is I think how you spell it. They're like, they're really cool because they're like thick. They're like super thick. They're really cool looking. I think they're really cool. I thought about growing one, but they recommend not to do that here in the U.S. and I plan to follow that recommendation. Hey, how's it going? Oh, redwoods are redwood. I love redwoods. I redwoods are redwoods are definitely one of my other favorites. I go back and forth between redwoods and baobabs. I guess I just like it's always the big like impressive trees. in the dancing in the moonlight. I'd love to have a redwood. You know, they're endangered now, so. You know, one of those idle dreams I have, like where I go, like, you know what? Maybe I'll buy some land somewhere and just grow a bunch of different things. And like one of the things I would grow is some redwoods. Out of sight. Okay, tell me. Tim, how long have you been investing in the stock market, Tim? Good. If Tim, what stock are you looking at? By the way, if you were invested in the last few days, good on you. Good on you. Yeah, yeah. Which, I mean, grass. That's fine. That's fine. Let it kill the grass. Most of them are non. Most. Yeah. Anyways, that's a whole discussion. I'd rather have redwood. I would rather have redwoods than grass. I'll say that. How are you doing? You making some good money on the market? Today was a good day, right? Like, today was a really good day if you are on the market. I get nervous about this because, yeah, I get nervous about talking about the stock market on here just because it's like, ooh, could get in trouble for that. People might get mad at me for that. Uh, yeah, they're beautiful. They are beautiful creatures. Good luck, buddy. Good luck. Listen. Listen. You're not going full degenerate on me, are you? You're not going full degenerate on me doing risky options tradings. I'm pretty much a coward with that sort of stuff. I just stick to buying stocks. Listen, I don't make as much money as some of the people you see, but I also don't really lose. I also haven't really lost any money, so I've mostly gained. I've mostly actually profited from investing. Not that I'm some genius or anything. I'm just doing real basic like invest in blue chip stocks and that's all. But hey, oh geez, Tim. Well, you know what? I'm dangerously close. Hmm. Hmm. Uh, do you have any like have you hedged? Are you hedging at all? At least on that? Yeah, by highs. Yeah. How? What exactly do you want to know? Are you hedging at least a little bit on that? Like maybe not. Anyways. Uh. Well, very stocks are a small percentage of the company. Yeah, stocks are a small percentage of the company. If you want to invest in them, you have to set up a brokerage account with a bank. There are numerous banks that do this. It takes about 10,000 to 20,000. They usually want about $20,000 minimum to invest. And once you get that all set up, you can just kind of buy stock. You can just kind of buy stocks and see how. And if you buy them, you make money when they go up past what you bought them at, and if you short them, you make money when they go down. That's and shorts are quite complicated. Listen, I'm terrified. I'm terrified of getting into giving actual financial advice, so I'm not. Hedging is probably would be I'm old and scared of things, and I would say hedging would be good on that. But you know, but if you don't remember, if it's good enough to screenshot and share on Reddit, it's good enough to sell. Okay. Yeah. So that's the real basics, and then it gets more complicated after that. There's dividend. That's real basic, but it gets much more complicated after that. There's like dividends and mutual funds and all that stuff. Mutual funds, hedge funds, ETFs, hedge funds, ETFs. There's options trading, which is very scary. I had an uncle. I'll tell this briefly. My aunt and my uncle, for a brief time in the 90s, were millionaires. Like, they were multimillionaires. It was crazy how much money they made so quickly. And then my uncle, he blew it. He blew it all on options trading. Like he like lost all of their money doing options trading. So, no, I won't go further on that. How far am I into this? So I don't get in trouble. Because a few of my family members do subscribe to this channel, and they may see me say that. So I don't want to get too much trouble. So it's from that moment on, I've an hour and a half. Yeah, about an hour and a half. That's fine. I won't get in trouble. So from that moment on, I swore to myself I would never do options because, like, yes, you can make a lot of money doing them, but you can also lose a lot of money. See, options are a very so it's complicated. There's ways to make money by there's ways to make money on the market without doing traditional stock buys, and it gets a lot more complicated once you get past that sort of once you hit that sort of like complexity. And I am not as that. But there's like, there's like, anyways, there's options trading is it. So the thing with options trading is if you, option trading are basically saying it'll hit a certain price at a certain date. And if you nail it Oh my god, the amount of money you can make doing options trading. It's kind of wild. The amount of money that options trading can get you. But the problem with that is options trading, you can also kind of lose pretty much infinite money with options trading. It's the same way you can sort of lose infinite money with there's a few ways that you can theoretically lose infinite money. Like, so traditionally buying a stock, yeah, covered call, yeah, like that, yeah, yeah. I'm not brave. I'm not foolhardy enough to do what Tim here is doing, and I'm not going to pretend. I'm not going to pretend. I'm just going to say, I make it. I make enough money. I make enough money on the stock market to buy little luxuries for myself. Um, Little luxuries for myself, including a few fruit trees that I have currently growing in my garden at the moment. I paid for with stock trading. So, and I'm not totally sure if Tim is being serious. Sometimes I will admit, sometimes it's hard to tell on in in the context of a stream. Hollow, who's your okay? Who's everybody's favorite supervillain? You know, I asked the superhero question a lot, but I never asked the supervillain question. Who's everybody's favorite supervillain? By the way, I'm gonna until I get official news on my if I'm getting this job or not. I will be trying to stream. Well, they actually do a lot more than you think they do in the comics. It's just that they never get to any of the other villains. They never get to any of the other villains. Like they do the Joker. You know, the Joker is always one of the first. Which, to be fair, he's the most iconic. So any new Batman, they will tend to do the Joker, and maybe they do the Riddler. But like I don't know, we haven't got a good Doctor Strange, Hugo Strange. Um, you know, there's Zaz. There's a lot of really great. There's a lot of really great villains. I was just talking briefly about how frustrated I am that we never get to see any of the others. But yeah, the Joker is pretty great. He, you know what he does? He practically worships chaos. Like he actually finds. Sorry, I'm ripping off a bit. I I spent a good deal of my time yesterday looking for a Filipino spoof of Batman. There was because I saw a song. It's a there's a Filipino Batman spoof out there that's also a musical, and it was pretty and the song was pretty funny. So I wanted to see if I could track down the full movie. I haven't found it yet, but the guy I've seen a few good clips of the guy playing the Joker, and he's pretty great. Yeah. Very good answer, Hollow. Very good answer. I do like Doctor Doom a lot. Uh, who? I guess I just want there to be new like super villains. I'm a little tired of the same ones over and over again. One thing I always get tripped up on Doctor Doom that utterly fascinates me is that Doctor Doom is the king of his own country. Like he rules Latveria, and I just always get so I always get so lost in thinking about the weird implications of that. Like okay, so Doctor Doom ruling a country means that anytime he has attacked like the Fantastic Four, like anytime he has attacked his Fantastic Four, that's like an act of war by a nation. Because like think about it this in context, in like the context of the real world. What would happen if on American soil the sovereign leader of a nation attacked American citizens? Like what would happen in real life if that happened? Like if I don't know, like Alexander Lukashenko is that the guy who's in charge of Belarus? What if like Alexander Lukashenko like just started throwing around like shooting lasers in the middle of New York? Like I don't know. It's so wild to me because it's like, oh god, and so like, and then I get lost in thinking, how does like the UN work in the Marvel universe? Because UN work in Marvel universe is like, does Doctor Doom like address the nation? Does Doctor Doom have to address the UN? And it's like, are there like official sanctions? It's like in real life, where Latveria is would be like a prominent like oil reserve probably, or like if not an oil reserve, like, you know, there's a good chance that like they would have to build an oil pipeline through there. So like what is like Doom's relationship with Russia? Russia right now, that always throws me off. Like that always throws me off because like he that's probably a contentious thing. Like and like how did they avoid getting like they weren't, I don't think they were depicted as part of the USSR, but like where they're supposed to be on the map, which is kind of vaguely Balkans, like that would be a big threat. So how did they avoid or like they our former communist block that Doom? And it's like I kind of just get lost endlessly thinking of like all the weird implications of that. Okay, like here's another thing. Like Doom in the comics is Romani. Like there had that's a really big deal that there was a Romani head of state. Like that didn't happen until like the first Romani head of state wasn't until like I think like okay, so like get this, like the first Romani head of state was like I believe in the 80s with Brazil. I believe one of the presidents of Brazil was Romani, or possibly the 50s. I don't remember. Forgive me for not knowing everything about international like Brazilian politics. Yeah. So okay, like here's the thing. So like Marvel officially places it kind of right around the Balkans. What that would mean is that there would probably be a pipeline through there from Russia. They would the U.S. would probably try and like the U.S. and or Europe would probably try and get a pipeline installed in there. So like really like Doom's defining, in reality, Doom as a dictator, his defining relationship would probably be his defining like antagonism and frustration would actually be with Russia. like in real life. Like that would be a thing. So like in reality, like Doom would maybe not like America, but he would probably probably the stuff what the actual like nation he would be focused on quite a lot was Russia and how to counter Russia's influence in the nation, because that's a big influence on the Balkan. That's a big influence on the Balkans, and you know the Balkans are fairly most Balkan states now are fairly like stable Western style democracies. So, but then you take the fact that there would be a Romani like leader in Europe, which is a huge deal. Would be a huge deal. I cannot overemphasize how big of a deal that would be. So, would that mean there would be mass like would Romani start going to Latveria because of that? And okay, so here's another really weird here's a really weird. Okay, so like here's another thing it's you just kind of it keeps kind of spiraling. What are the like what's his relationship with Ukraine? And it's just like the more you think about it, it's like there's so many things that they never answer. And I just can't. I can never stop being fascinated by it. So in the comics, like it's established that Doom conquers it later in his life. He's not like they're not. It's not like a royal family that's born in it. That's another good question. That's another good question. Like okay, so in the comics, like Doom is like continuity is continuity, and like it always moves up. So in the comics, like Doom is like in his 40s, 50s, I would say. And I remember they established he kind of takes it over in like his 20s, early 30s. So it probably okay. So the USSR thing is probably easy to answer. The USSR fell, and he in the power vacuum he took it over. He took it over. That's an easy one to answer. Um. Like my guess, if we're going like by logic and using kind of real world examples, and I always like using real world examples, probably Latveria was a kind of was maybe in a situation similar to Liechtenstein, if we want to really go there, where it was kind of a small principality that, for a variety of complicated reasons, was never really conquered, and then at the end of World War II was probably absorbed into the USSR. And then this is current continuity. It doesn't in the 60s. It would not make sense that it's not part of the USSR, or at least essentially a puppet state of the USSR. And in current continuity, it probably after the USSR fell, that's when Doom seized control of the country in the like the chaos of that. So like in real life, its big questions would be, especially with a dictatorship, who does Doom get closer to? The fact that he keeps attacking U.S. citizens on U.S. soil hints that he's having a little trouble dealing with the U.S. So Doom is probably trying to finagle support out of Russia, but that doesn't work exactly. Probably. Now, when we go into like science of all this, like Doom is a super genius, so possibly he has ability, like possibly he has like like industry is quite well like like the thing you can maybe compare it to is like Liechtenstein, and Liechtenstein. Like okay, here's part of how they're probably making money. If I'm going like realistic here, Doom probably has very good tax incentives for businesses to technically be located there. Like since it's a little bit of a rogue nation. If it's a rogue nation. If businesses keep their money stored there, they don't really have to pay taxes, and that's kind of how he make. That's part of the way they make money is that I could imagine it being a sort of like an Eastern Europe tax haven. I could imagine it also potentially like okay, so like Liechtenstein, like, it's not fair to compare it. Like, but Liechtenstein is like the only modern version of this sort of nation I can think of. Like Liechtenstein, like its other big source of money is producing dental equipment. That's a real thing that Liechtenstein does. If you're curious, is they produce dental equipment, and you could like with Doom being smart, a tech genius, he probably has like some industry set up like the equivalent of that. And then probably the third way, like geopolitically, it stays stable, is that there would definitely be a pipeline running between it and Russia. Like there would definitely be they would definitely be trying to build a pipeline between Russia and Europe, and they would definitely need to go under Latveria to do that. And so that creates that creates issues because he and possibly okay. Let's throw this in a bit of world building. Okay, Doom takes over after the fall of the USSR. There was already a pipeline built there. So part of the reason like they treat Doom with maybe a little bit of like kid gloves, or like they give Doom a little bit of like an inch in all this stuff, is that Doom controls an important important pipeline, and they kind of have to deal with that, or like problems get in. So yeah, that's probably the real sort of realistic. They would be House World. Okay, so took over the House World. Um, so if that's an interdimensional thing, okay, so okay, let's look this up. Let's look this up. Real life treaty. Do nations have a treaty surrounding alternative universes? Universes. Shit, man, of course they do. Oh, yeah, well, that would be considered a uniform crime. Yeah, just I'm curious. That's something. Oh, the one time he took over our war, the whole world. That's just a crime. He couldn't do that. You are allowed to geopolitically, you're allowed to retaliate if a nation attacks you, and that would definitely, if you are allowed to attack, you are allowed to defend yourself. And if a nation thank you, if a nation does that, that's just crime. That's just war. You just declared war. So um but I would like to point out, interestingly, the U.S. Does have things about there are treaties about who owns what, like celestial bodies and stuff. Which I always find that quite fascinating. General thing is everybody owns it. Nobody's allowed to, but that is definitely going to change in the next few years. Uh, I kind of got lost. If like, was there a comic where like it crossed over with like the TV show House, and like Doctor Doom conquered that, and I was like, that's a pretty wild crossover. Uh, okay, that's a good question. That's a good question. I mean, the question is who would win, Batman or Doom? And I mean, the real answer is the writer, but it's whoever the writer wants to win, and it would be Batman eventually. Let's see. Well, okay, probably. I'm sure Batman. Well, he wouldn't. Doom wouldn't have the all-consuming hate that for Reed Richards that drives him like he would for there. But let's see. So we have to think this out further. Is it just Doom, or does he get to bring his whole nation with him? And does he arrive in the DC universe like through a portal, or is this an alternate universe where Victor Von Doom was born within the DC universe? All questions that must be answered. Okay. Hmm. Hmm. Well, all the things I talked about would still be an issue there. All the things. I would say okay. So, hmm. Well, you would have to deal with magic, and that's Doctor Fate. So that would be like Doctor Fate and all that stuff. The magic. I don't know enough about like the magic side of the DC stuff. I know there's like the Fade and the Avatar and all that sort of things. Um, I will say this. Boy, the early Doctor Fate comics do not. There are issues with them. Ooh boy. I can see why. Like I was frustrated. I've always been interested in getting into Doctor Fate, so I was gonna look. I was gonna read his first like appearance, and I was like, okay, I'll just find it. And I was irritated that they weren't on DC Infinity, which is the DC's like subscription service where you can read almost all their comics for a monthly fee. And Doctor Fate was there. With the original Doctor Fate comic was not included, and I realized why. Yeah. So Doctor Fate was included in some in a kind of along with a few. There's a yeah. I guess I won't go. I don't know. It's bad. It's pretty bad. And I found it, and I did not know really how to talk about it other than boy, don't want to get in that. But I love Doctor Fate's helmet. That's my favorite like helmet in comics. So let's see. But Doctor Doom. I don't know. Well, who do you think he would get in conflict with? I think it would be Superman. If we really wanted to get there, it would maybe be Superman. Dick is part Romani, I believe. Dick Grayson is part Romani, so maybe something interesting there. You could play with that. That doesn't come up a lot that Dick Grayson is, but he is. I mean, what we'd really like to see is Batman. I know it's Batman versus Doctor Doom is what the fun would be. How would Batman and Doctor Doom react to each other? Here, can I say something a little controversial? That people may not agree with me on this. And I'm trying to disprove this. It's irritating me. But I'm finding DC has maybe a little bit more limited of like I think DC may rely just a bit too much on Batman and Superman. And mostly Batman. Like there are so many Batman titles, types of Batman things that they've done. And when you like look for any like more obscure, lesser known characters, it's a bit hard to find. That's my controversial DC take, is that Lex Luthor, my bud, Lex Luthor. That is who they would be in conflict with. That is who Doom would have issues with. Lex Luthor. Probably Ra's al Ghul. Would be another one. What else? What else? Yeah, maybe. Doom would definitely try and steal from Luthor. Like Doom would need something for one of his experiments, and he would definitely try and steal from Luthor, and then Luthor would try and get it back, and then that would create a whole international incident. Oh boy, I'm tired. I'm losing energy here, folks. How long have I been on? About 2 hours. Yeah, that feels like an appropriate amount of time. Oh, it's unfocused. Why is it unfocused? I didn't even notice that. Damn it. Oh well. I think we'll call it here. No problem. This might be the last. This week is there's a good chance this week may be the last week I can stream for as long as I want. So, maybe I might do a 12-hour stream this week. Just to do for one. It'll definitely be the last time I'll be able to do something like do a 12-hour stream. So I'm thinking of doing one. Maybe we'll see how it works out. Maybe this Friday. Or Saturday, possibly Saturday, because that'll probably be the last time I'll be able to ever do something like that. We'll see. If I get this job, it'll be maybe one of the last times I can ever do a thing like that. So, we'll see. We'll see. I make no promises. I just came up with this idea right now, but I'll talk to you guys later. Okay, bye. I know I'm still